Look at that damage! No way! Oh my god! I can't believe it! I think that was 9k, man. Can we do it again? We can! Oh my god! Look at that damage, dude! Oh man! Yeah, it's pretty good. The new expansion is finally here, and I've had some time to play around with Conduit and get some ranked games and tournaments on it. And I'm finally going to start making videos about the Conduit builds that I'm enjoying and that I can recommend to you guys. Today I'm going to start by showing this really fun assassin style build that has lots of mobility and tons of damage. So let's take a look at the build. So here is the build. Now I feel that the Conduit meta is still very much up in the air, so this might not be the very best and things may evolve, but this is just what I've had success with personally, and this is what I can recommend to you guys. So of course we take the Zerker Amulet. Relics, I like to take something that can keep you alive. Zakros is quite good. Durability is another option. Now, rune-wise, just something with some precision and some power. Anything can work. Hollowsmith, Spellbreaker, Reaper, etc. I'm doing sword, staff here. These are the sigils I'm running. Now, the TLDR of the build here is basically we're taking the Mistfire trait, meaning that our F2 is an instant cast daze. We can use it in the middle of casting something else for a big burst. We also have Song of the Mists, meaning we're going to have a lot of quickness. And lots of big damage from the Devastation trait line. That's pretty much all you need to know. The really cool thing about Raza and Conduit in general is it's not the most complex rev spec. I think most people could probably pick this up and learn this in a week or two. So I urge you to give it a try and let me know how you like it. So here is a ranked PvP game on the Assassin Conduit build. Now, I am not the best Conduit, I'm not the best at Guild Wars 2, you know, I'm going to make mistakes in this game, but we're going to talk about them and learn from them, and talk about what I did right, talk about what I did wrong, think of, you know, things I can improve, and just go over everything in general. So, this is about roughly 1500 rating game, so around about Plat 1. Now, one thing that I do want to say is this build does very poorly versus Evokers, so I wouldn't recommend playing this if there's competent evokers on the enemy team, but when that's not the case, you can usually find some pretty good matchups. Now, at the start of this match, you can see that I have one teammate home, one teammate far, which means we're only 3 people at mid. This means you got to play mid very, very carefully, and I kind of failed to do so. You're going to see a big mistake here. I go to try and kite around to my team, and I accidentally go right on top of the Virtuoso's burst and catch it. That's what puts me into a really bad situation, and I immediately need to leave when my teammate goes down. So I split. I go for the go towards spawn to try and kite away. He dodges my my staff 5 knockdown and gets the kill on me. I mean, it wouldn't be one of my videos if it didn't start with me dying. So as you can see, we started this game not the very best. We kind of got dunked on by the Virtuoso, so to speak. But we're going to do a quick respawn and hang in with me there. It gets better. Okay, we're not going to be just struggling the whole game. We're going to get power up. We're going to figure out how this works, and we're going to get doing some things to make this into a win. So take a quick look at mid. Mid's looking pretty good. So I think that what I'm going to do is rally at home with my Necro here. And he's already getting pieced up by the Mesmer, so I teleport in and use my F3 on top of him. Basically, what you want to do on Conduit is build up some affinity and then get in people's faces and then press F3, F2 as much as you can. So as you can see, I'm out of cooldowns, out of energy, so I hang back and wait a while, use my phase reversal, teleport in, and then do an F2. Let's see, F3, F2, and 8k damage there gets the down on the Mesmer. So I leave my Necro to cap that, and I look for another plus to do. See the Ranger, quick little F3, F2 combo onto him to get the down, and plus my friendly Revenant here. He gets a nice pull onto the enemy Amalgam. I'm not really, I don't have much cooldowns here, so I just wait a little while until I have my port, and then once I port in, I just use phase reversal and then sword 2 and get that kill. And things are looking a lot better now. We're coming into mid here, and this is a salvageable situation here. I probably could have rezzed my friend, but instead chose to cleave the enemy thief. And here, we're just looking at our map, we're looking to play the map, and this is not a duelist build. The last thing you want to do is get stuck dueling versus something like a Necromancer, and that's exactly what begins to happen here. And so now I'm trying to escape this situation, but luckily the Necro doesn't pressure me too hard, and I see the enemy Mesmer, and I see that he's low, and I want to keep this guy out of the team fight because he's sort of a squishy range caster. Look at this, sword 4 through the wall to hit him here. I should have auto attacked there. I should have been spamming my auto attack. I probably would have caught more damage on him. But the sword 4 will go through walls, then you can follow up a sword 5 to get some cheeky damage. Now as you can see to the left, here comes the thief, so I'm 1 versus 2. I need to play this carefully. I'm going to be aggressive on the mesmer, go for the kill here. Sword 4, sword 3, and then F3, F2 combo, just like I said, gets the down on him. And now it is a outnumbered fight in our favor versus this thief, so not too much to worry about here. And then if you use your teleport on Raza on top of an enemy, you can use it again. So as you saw there, I teleported 2 times using my Raza Elite because I casted it on the down body, and that let me kind of make some space away from the thief. So really nice little bit of tech there. It's hard to land on moving targets. It's hard to land in the middle of the fight, but there are going to be some circumstances where you can use that to your advantage to make some big space, cross the map really quickly, that kind of thing. Now once again, anytime there's a lull in the action, right, you're always looking at your minimap, you're always looking around, and I think I saw somebody sneak by. It's a thief here, so watch, we're going to go for a big burst. I'm going to use my phase reversal, sword 4, and then we're going to do F3, F2 combo for 13,000 damage, finished up with a 10k F2 on Raza. And the thief can't believe it. I couldn't believe it either. I was stunned. I didn't know what to say, so I just said the Canadian catchphrase. Sorry there. I don't I don't know what happened, but that F3, F2 combo just hits so hard, and your F2 has the cooldown on F2 isn't shared between your 2 legends, so another big combo there with the F3 and the sword 2. Get the down onto the enemy there and res my teammate. So looking really good. Thief is back on the map again, so going to go for a little bit of a burst to chase him off here. Unfortunately, thieves have the ability to really shut down your sword 3, because if you sword 3 onto them, all they need to do is press any button that stealths them, and then your sword 3 will get cancelled. So you have to be a little bit careful using that around thieves. You need to wait until there's a little bit of downtime in the stealth here. I go for a port, and as soon as he drops his stealth, but he is not really committed to this fight. He seems to be just running away. And I see he's going back towards my notes. So I'm going to use my Raza port. I get it another time because I used it first time and it landed on top of him here. And this one, I feel like I'm favored to win this, so I just chase him down. And a big Shiro F2 gets that down for me. Very nice. I'm really loving the new F2 skills that have been added since the launch of the new expansion, Visions of Eternity. They're really fun, really effective, really flashy. The animations are all excellent. I love the animation on the Shiro F2 where you twirl and spin through the air. It feels like a ninja. It's really cool here. So let's see, we've got a 1v1 versus the enemy Gale Shot Ranger. He knocks me back perfectly as I try and aggressively use my teleport. That was very nicely done. So I need to go to my Assassin Legend, port in, sword 2, and then F2, and then that gets me a big combo there. So you can always count on sword 4 to set you up for a big death strike. I use that combo there at the end where I use sword 4 because it's got an immobilization on it, and then sword 5 because that's sort of your knockout punch on this build. That's your hardest hitting ability. But sword 5 will only do big damage if the second hit lands. The first part of sword 5 does almost no damage whatsoever. It's that second portion. So in order to land that second hit, you kind of need them to be immobilized or CC'd or something like that, and so that's where that sword 4 comes into play. And if you can give yourself quickness and then cast sword 4, then you can make sure that it lands and you can really punch them hard. So phased reversal into sword 4 or F3 into sword 4 is a really good way to ensure that it goes off, and then you can sword 5 immediately for the big knockout punch here. Now this is pretty much the end of the game. Not the most competitive, but if I'll be honest with you, I'm having a hard time getting good footage. It seems like a lot of people have either mastered the new meta already or have not adapted whatsoever, and it's making the matchmaking a little bit challenging to find good games, but that's okay. I'm hanging out in kind of the high gold 3, low platinum range, and we'll see where the rating was here. I didn't get any top stats, but those aren't always that important. So there's my rating, and that's the final bit of the game. If you guys have any questions at all about the build, feel free to leave them in the comments. I'm going to continue the series with some more Conduit builds. I've got a tanky one in the quiver, and I've also got a Condi one in the quiver that's also really fun to play. So I'm going to be sharing them all as soon as I get some footage for you guys. So I hope this one tides you over for the time being. I'll see you down in the comment section. Thanks so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you for another video next time. Thanks.